Hi, my name is Hannah, aka Valence, and I wrote this about a week and a half ago because I was really disappointed in the way some people have been acting. So I wrote a sort of essay type deal, and I'm going to read it out loud. So I started listening to MCR at the ripe old age of 12, seventh grade. I was sitting in a tiny hotel room, too bored with watching TV to be bothered with it. Basically no food available to me. There's literally a can of tuna and a pack of top ramen. I was listening to the clock radio next to me on the nightstand, and I lounged against the pillows. And then I heard the piano intro we're all so familiar with begin. I was intrigued. I'm not entirely sure why even to this day, but it was almost magical. I had to listen to it. I had to hear this song, and it wasn't like I got any other radio stations other than Z-Rock out in the woods where I was, so I listened to it all the way through. It became my favorite song ever, and I'm not exaggerating. I called the radio station requesting the "We'll Carry On" song for the longest time. When I went to my grandma's for the summer, I stayed up late one night with the Sirius radio playing in the background. Dish Network would give you Sirius radio. And then I heard they're gonna clean up your looks with all the lies in the books. And I recognized his voice instantly. I jumped up in front of the television. It's a teenager just making the romance with Black Parade. So I jumped on Google and I was looking up songs from this album. Having no previous knowledge of the band, I assumed they were new because I'd never heard of them before. I listened to Dead and loved it, and then I heard Teenagers a few more times, and I learned We'll Carry On was actually Welcome to the Black Parade. Then I was riding around with a... What are you yelling about? Then I was riding around with a friend as she did her paper out, and she had the CD. So through her, I learned almost the whole of the Black Parade album. I begged my grandma to buy me the album for my birthday and learned the rest of it within a week. When kitty! Sorry, my cat's meowing at me. When I got home and started the 8th grade in a new town, a friend of mine bought the game SingStar, and that's how I learned the song Helena. I had a computer class that year, so in my free time, I looked at music videos by them, YouTubed other songs by them, and slowly learned their songs. I begged my dad to buy me the Revenge album, and I was surprised to find I already knew most of the songs off of the album. I learned the songs by sitting on my living room floor with my CD player, reading along, and eventually singing along. I would go on Comcast On Demand and look for their music videos, thus learning Vampires Will Never Hurt You and Honey, This Marriage and Big Enough for the Two of Us. Those were the only songs off of Bullets that I knew for a long time. I eventually fell out of my MCR craze and focused more on video games, and then I met someone who was even more into them than I had been, and she got me back into them and basically taught me pretty much everything she knew. And when Danger Days was released, I learned the songs through her and got the album for Christmas. And I'm still learning those ones. I'm also still learning the Bullets album. I only have that one through iTunes as of right now. Anyway, there is a moral to this story. I love this band. I love the members. It's probably borderline unhealthy to be honest, but I got a lot of shit for it. The first time I admitted they were my favorite band, I was immediately laughed at, called emo. Kitty, I'm supposed to be serious right now. I was immediately laughed at, called emo, asked when I was going to kill myself. I was shocked. I had no idea this is what liking that band apparently represented. The telling just continued. They're just a bunch of suicidal emo fags. They have no talent. You're stupid if you listen to them. Now remember, this was 7th and 8th grade, and I was far from being as tough-skinned as I am now. I was vulnerable, and at the time I was suicidal. I did cut myself to cope with things, and it was the very first time I felt dirty about it. The first time I doubted my taste in music. The taunting continued as I got older. It actually got worse as I got more involved in the internet world. Chat rooms, Facebook, MySpace, Twitter. Everywhere I went, there was less support and more insults, more taunts. Eventually, they stopped affecting me as I found support from my fellow MCRmy soldiers. And as we all became killjoys and some of our soldiers dropped back, not approving of the new direction MCR was going in, there was still support, until recently. Recently, the MCRmy has become a shame for me. I still admit I love the band and everyone in it, but I will not say I love my killjoy family anymore. It's sick what this has become. We're no longer a support system, and if you want to argue with me about it, I welcome it. Where was my family when I was sick as fuck at a concert and just got pickpocketed? Nowhere to be found, pretending to be members of the band and have sex with each other on Facebook. Where was my family when I was trying my hardest to defend my beloved band from haters? Doing the same thing they were doing when I was bawling my eyes out wanting to die because I hate my real family? Ignoring me because they can't be bothered to help me out anymore. My first ever MCR concert, I went with my best friend. We were so excited to meet fellow killjoys and make new friends and rock out to our favorite band and just have a good time. And don't get me wrong, seeing them in person was life-changing. Hearing them live was amazing. But people sucked. One killjoy? Killjoy. Still $50 in my pocket, and if I would have been at any other band where I had less respect for them, I would have found them and kicked their ass. But I didn't because I have too much respect for MCR to cause that kind of trouble. A few people were friendly, but none were willing to go beyond saying a few words to us, and most of them were more concerned with themselves than with talking to anyone. When I went online to talk about it, I was ignored. Nobody cared that I had a bad time. Nobody gave a shit that I felt like I was going to puke. Nobody fucking cared. And that was when I lost all faith in the MCRmy. I don't know what happened to it, but the only people I have faith in are the few I know in person and the few I've gotten to really know on the internet. I used to be excited to meet Killjoys. When I saw people wearing MCR shirts, I felt a sense of companionship. But now I avoid them, because I'm afraid that I'm going to be rejected by the people I should feel the most warmth from, as far as music influences go. I'm afraid I'll run up to talk to them and they'll be assholes to me. And that would hurt so much worse than if some random stranger bitched me out. Actually, it would hurt more than if the said random stranger punched me in the face. All I'm trying to say is that I miss the old MCRmy, the one that showed me support when I was a newbie, just learning their songs, just learning who they were. What happened to them? Now if new people go on the MCR Facebook page, we get bitched at. How many new people are here? Too many. Come on guys, just because they joined our family late doesn't mean they're not true fans. And just because they don't know every song and they haven't loved them for more than 2 years doesn't mean they won't. Everyone starts somewhere. I think it's fucked up if they don't get the support I did anymore. So basically I want the old MCRmy back. The kind that was helpful and kind and open to newbies. The kind that genuinely loved the band for their music, not for how sexy they are. The kind that is genuinely happy for them because they're happy rather than hating their wives because now you don't have a chance. I'll be honest, I have a huge celeb crush on Mikey Way, and I'm not too fond of Alicia, but they've been together for approximately 5 years, and he's happy, so I wish nothing ill upon her, and I'm glad they're all finally happy. They fucking deserve it. I would say stay ugly, but honestly, if our family acts any uglier, I might have to permanently stop associating with it. So yeah, thanks for listening.